Hello everyone, this is Trophy Hunter. Today I have a video where I'm going to show off what I've done with Star Wars Battlefront cinematic tools. I added the mesh to the skeleton of Star Wars Battlefront so that animators can create very unique poses or animations and play them in game. So what you're going to want to do is head over to the Star Wars Battlefront cinematic tools page here. I'll link to it in the description. Just take note that if you use this tool when you're in a multiplayer match, you most likely will get banned. So do this in a solo game. So just hit the download button and you'll get a zip, and in the zip, open it up with WinRAR. You can place the files wherever you want, but it should look something like this minus these two folders, or these two things here. Just put them somewhere on your computer. I'll link to my file down in the video description as well. It will contain two things: a folder, this folder here, and this animation file, but that's just for the example. You can create your own animation or record your own animation, which I will show you how to do in a minute. Alright, so once you have the files on your computer, what you're going to want to do is make sure you start Star Wars Battlefront as administrator. I'm going to choose the Galactic Empire, and I'm going to use the E11 and start it. Alright, and I'm also going to stay in third person. And it usually spawns some enemies really close, so I'm just going to kind of hide here for a second. Alright. Now start up the tool. Double click the EXE. Here we go. Now you're going to want to disable the AI once this initiates. Okay. Disable the AI. And in the Mystical Battle tab, there's the little button called Other Tools. Click that, and then choose Animator. Click Get Players. You should see your name. Click your name. And then you're going to want to set how long it's going to record. This is in seconds. So I'm going to do a 15-second recording. So hit 15. And then all you have to do is press record. Once you do that, it's going to ask you for the source skeleton. Now choose the FBX that comes with the cinematic tools. So we're going to want to choose whiteshark.fbx. And then it's going to want you to name the animation it's going to output. I'm going to name it animtest2, just because I want to keep this one, because it was pretty funny what happened. I'll show you in a minute. Alright, and now it's recording, so do whatever you want to do. Shoot, jump around like a crazy person. Alright, and then saved it. So now you open up your 3ds Max. I would recommend 2016. You can get it for free if you're a student. And once you have 3ds Max open, you're going to want to open the .max file that comes in my download. You're going to want to go to the Skeleton Plush Mesh folder and open up Great White Shark 2016. This is for 2016 Max, obviously, the name. And this one is for 13. It also hopefully will work with 14 and 15. I just made like a earlier version so that hopefully people with older versions of Max will be able to open it up. So here is the file. It's a standard Stormtrooper. I have the color map and a specular map on this model. The normal maps don't display quite right in 3ds Max. They tend to cause a seam right where the UV seam is, which a normal map should fix in a game engine, but in here it doesn't work quite right, so I just decided not to worry about it. You go import and navigate to where you saved out that animation. So in my case, it would be test 2. Click open. And for geometry, you don't need smoothing groups. I do add and update animation. Tick animation, of course. Extra options, leave take 1, fill timeline, bake animation layers, and point cache. Deformations, of course, you want those. Leave as bones, and you don't have to leave the cameras on, but it's fine. It'll work. Sorry, I just had to stop BattleFront. It was eating up my CPU. Alright, so what I want to do is hide the skeleton because we don't need to see it. It's under layer 1. So just click the little light bulb and it'll go away. So here we go, where I was crouched behind that bit of geometry there. And it's going to start. I think I have it at quarter speed right now, so it's a good way to see any errors, and it looks like there are a few. Yeah. And unfortunately, the animator's not very good. It's not perfect. And if you want to re-import this back into the game, you're going to have to do a lot of fixing. There he goes, jumping down. Now, if you were to say, want to have the blaster reopen up the file, so it looks like this, and if you don't already, go get the latest importer scripts from Dainius G or Highflex, and you're going to want to look for the weapon that you used for the shot, so in my case, the E11. Make sure the scaler is set to 1. It's going to be down here. Set it to 1 and then import. Now it's not going to have any of the skin. And it looks like it's got to be rotated. So it's got to get rotated 90 degrees to the left and then 90 degrees up after that. So let's see here. The weapon skeleton looks like facing that way would be its orientation, so gotta match that with this. But let me just detach this, call this trigger. And I'd say that's the only moving thing. Maybe these up here are attached to the physics? Possibly. Since they're by these certain bones here. This is weapon extra 1 and 2. What I'll do is separate them. Call this extra 2. And I'll call this one extra 1. Alright. Now add the skin modifier. Go back to the weapon root. It's under spine. That's spine 2, weapon root. And that will 100% add it to that one single bone. Let's do the trigger. This is going to be, of course, under the weapon root folder. Weapon trigger. Select. Skin add. This is weapon extra 1. And 2. So. Alright, that should be 100% skinned. Now I'm not going to bother adding material to it or anything. You can if you want, if you have the files. Feel free to. Alright, that's all skinned up. And now we can import that animation. Same settings. And it should put it in the right position, as it was in the game. Can only hope. Let's take a look. And I'm just going to call it a layer weapon, it doesn't really matter. Alright, now we can hide this layer with all bones so we can see. And look at that. Now I believe that is where it was. I think this is a Havoc bit of mesh here that just kind of dangles. And this is, of course, the third-person animation, so it's not exactly correct, but it looks close. And the trigger doesn't appear to be quite in the right spot, but that might be from the animation. Yeah, those appear to be in the right place, too. On the back of the gun and on the side over here, wherever that is. But this can allow animators to know exactly if they want to animate the skeleton. They can just take all the meshes, there's only 3, and then you can do an Alt-X so you can see through it, and then freeze it. And then unhide the skeleton, of course. And animate it from here, if you so desire. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful as well. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. And I will see you in the next one.